Hello and welcome to this edition of Wake and Bake News, and I'm your host Shampoo VTA on this Wednesday, the 6th of July, sorry, 2016. All right, so I woke up this morning to a couple of pretty horrific videos that were trending at the top of YouTube this morning, and one of them was of this poor woman that was handicapped, who had just come back from Children's Hospital from having cancer treatment, like brain tumor treatment or something. And she ran afoul of the TSA, and there's just, I'm looking at it now, and I won't post this, but there is a video with an image of her bloodied. I mean, blood running down her face. Oh my God. I am so angry about that. I have worked with teens for like 8 years. I helped to break up fights. I stood in between people and said, no, we're not doing this today. Hi, how are you? What are you know, because you gotta watch them. They're fucking circling like sharks, man. They're standing in packs and corridors. Come on, you remember what high school is. Here comes a gang walking around, and they bump into you. They start talking shit. Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. You know, I gotta be there paying attention to that fucking shit. This kind of thing only happens up because a major fuck up. No one should be bloody unless you are a fucking idiot. You're the adult in the room. You're the security person. You're not on it. If somebody gets bloody, it's because you're a fucking idiot. I'm just going to say it. That's keeping it 100. You should be always, if you even hear a chirp from 6 miles away in a classroom, fucking 4 corridors over, well, your mother's ugly. Boom, you're there. I'm sorry. Hello, how are you today? Are we having a good day? You be the fuck there. You don't go, well, So, just seeing that, fuck the TSA. So it got me talking to my husband, of course, because I'm in a rage when I see, because there's blood. I mean, the blood just makes me so angry. I immediately get angry, fearful, angry. Who the fuck made the blood? I'm gonna knock them the fuck out. You know, so let's smoke a bowl, because that was really upsetting. Okay, and then on top of it, was another video of this Baton Rouge police fatality shooting of Alton Sterling, which showed up on Google, right, news. And so I go look at that. Here's a man as large as my good friend Martin, who was a wonderful American Indian, passed away several years ago. One of my best friends from high school. A very talented person. And his life ended unfairly. Diabetes and stuff. Poverty. Basically, he died of poverty. Okay. Poverty of the spirit, and poverty financially, and poverty with not having fucking medical insurance. Okay, so here's a big guy like my friend Martin standing there against a fucking, you know, car with the cops there. Okay. Suddenly I see one of them just tackle the guy, and the guy goes down like, you ever seen that movie? Was that Hero, Big Hero or whatever, with the big inflatable fucking balloon guy? That's what he goes down. He like hits the fucking car. He's laying on the ground like that balloon guy. I see the cop wrench in his fucking arm. This guy's not fucking resisting, and now what? I find out he was shot during this? So then I look at the comments, and of course every filthy piece of shit, fucking racist trash, inbred white fucking moron, creep, crawling out of a bayou or a fucking hollard in the South or someplace in the Appalachian, moron, fucking inbred idiot, fuckingville, and I can talk this shit because I'm from West Virginia, motherfucker. I was fucking born in Muncie, Indiana, and my family's from the woods, and I get to make fun of you. You inbred fucking moron, fucking idiot. Why don't you get the fuck out of there and get a fucking college education, you fucking idiot? Okay? So then I gotta go, see how pissed it makes me? I gotta go read all this fucking trash, that these fucking low-life piece of shit fucking inbred fucking fucks their sister, fucking sucks their dick's fucking dad's dick, kisses their mama, fucking mouth, talking this shit, just enraged me. Holy crap. My family's been in this country since before the Revolutionary War. We fucking have been climbing out of that fucking biological fucking gene cesspool for 200 years. Trying to please Jesus, get us the fuck out of, oh God, they're holding, get off, you inbred fucking idiot moron. God, we're ashamed of you. We are ashamed of you. It's embarrassing. Please, no, this is not, that's my gene pool. When you hear them fucking idiots talking, that's a ding. This one's got a pretty mouth. Dude, you embarrass the shit out of us with your fucking behavior, because you're a fucking inbred moron. You should have got out of the fucking woods during World War II like we did, instead of fucking sitting up there and having sex with your fucking sister. Because now the intelligence is boom. Now you're voting for Donald Trump. I don't even know who the fuck you are. My grandparents wouldn't know who the fuck you are. You think my grandparents, who were extremely racist, okay, one from Florida, the other one from West Virginia, you think they would have fucking swallowed Donald Trump? They would have told that carpetbagger to go fuck off, northern boy. What are you my family sitting there in the living room, drinking fucking Budweiser with salt on the top, watching goddamn fucking, what is it, Hee-Haw, which I loved when I was a kid. Hee-Haw, okay? Come on, y'all come in. Come on, get in there. What? The show's on. Our program's on. Do you think they would have swallowed Donald fucking Trump? I don't even know who the fuck you people are anymore. You're so fucking up your ass, it's not even funny. Racist bunch of morons. You're the trash you always were, and you need to be taken out. Makes me fucking sick. You're the genetic dead end. You're the inbred morons coming out of the fucking hollard, playing a banjo with no teeth in front, because we know what your family makes you do. We know what goes on up in there. I know, because I come from it. I seen what goes on up in there. We go back, visit relatives off in some fucking canyon someplace, in a fucking shack, or in a goddamn fucking trailer. A million fucking little dogs come out, and here comes some person, like a ball of flesh, with no teeth. Hey, the relatives come a-visiting. Run! Jesus! My brother was like, you guys look like fucking cavemen! I'm gonna just say it. You need to pull yourselves up and clean yourselves off. Dust that shit off of you, because you look stupid. Catch up. You'll be standing there on your piece of dirt, and we'll be waving at you from Mars. My family's like, fuck that. We're getting an education. We're getting the fuck out of here. And we've been climbing up ever since. It makes me so angry to see these inbred morons. It's not racist, okay, or on my part, it's not a hatred for white people. You have no goddamn idea how stupid our relatives are. How many of those idiots were in prison? How many of them couldn't read and write? How many of them instead of going off into the military and getting a goddamn education and fighting the war and coming back a hero, they stayed down there making the moonshine? Fuck you. Fuck you, man. I know what kind of fucking trash lives back there. Don't play with it. I know all your fucking secrets, 'cause I am your goddamn family. You better not play with it. It's fire. I'll just breathe fire all over you. This ain't black person talking. I'm as white as the day is long. And you make me fucking sick. You're a moron. You need to get some education. Pull yourself out of the woods. You know? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Jeb. You know? Poor mountain man barely kept his family fed. And then one day come shooting up some crude. And the fucker got cancer. I mean, him and his family were poisoned. They never got to Hollywood because you're too fucking stupid. You know? Sorry. I know what this is. Boy, I've seen it. Get out of here with that shit. I'll fucking drag you on the ground. I'm serious. It just is disgusting. Disgusting. Ugh. Indiana ran out the Klan. Okay, so most of my family's from Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, West Virginia, Florida, fucking Pennsylvania. Now I'm married to somebody who's got family all over the fucking world. Fuck you. I'm not even listening to anybody's shit anymore. This opinion counts. You're an ass. You're acting like an ass and you're fucking embarrassing. Shut your fucking inbred, racist fucking mouth. That's the news today about that. I was so angry about this. I just wanted to get that over with because, and then I wanted to go into something I actually started talking to my husband about. But fuck that racist shit. All them comments is like, there's one more guy off welfare. I was like, really? You got a job? Oh, good for you. You walked right into that because you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot is what's up. Oh, look, there's another fucking loser is off welfare. Oh, you got a job? Congratulations. I didn't mean it that way. Of course not, you fucking idiot. You're a moron. You just walk right into fucking glass doors, don't you? I'll just set up a joke because I'm just that stupid. Dude, this is what happens when you're dumb. You just start poning yourself. It's like history's filled with a million fucking things like that. Some idiot starts, Gaddafi, I love to bring him up because he is, to me, the ultimate example of moron. He said Zanga Zanga, which meant we will fight them house to house and neighborhood to neighborhood, neighborhood to neighborhood, house to house, Zanga Zanga. And the rebels took that and said, you bet your ass that's how it's going to go. And that's exactly what happened. And he got his Zanga Zanga ass all the fucking way till the screwdriver was up his butt. Dude, I see when a fool is hurting themselves. And I'm telling you, you're a fool. Just get the fuck off. Away and off America. Get the fuck away from us. Stop dragging us down with your stupid... Okay. So, aside from the racist fucking asshole comments, the things I do want to say is that the police at one time after 2001, after 9/11, they had a political mandate, like what I was talking about yesterday. People loved the police. There were heroes. In New York, they were heroes. Now look how that has been dismantled since then. And let's really very coldly examine how this happened. What I think is that their unions failed them. That what happened was that there were cutbacks, and they were going to have to reduce police forces because of the recession or problems. So now they have to figure out they're going to deal with the unions. Well, the best thing they can do is get the unions upset and riled up and paying attention to something that they want them paying attention to because it's going to help them in the long run. So what are those things going to be? Well, of course, it's going to be the danger that police officers are under every day, right? Oh, they're under so much danger. Oh, my God. So much danger, so much danger, so much danger. That their unions, I believe, probably fought to alleviate the danger for their members because they have a right to work in a situation that is not, they're not in war. They have a right to have a reasonable, assumption that they're going to come home to their families. That if someone is injured or hurt, that it's an anomaly, not an everyday occurrence, right? So their unions are fighting for them to have job security and a healthy and safe work environment, like a union would fight for any employers, right? Well, in doing so, I think probably they triggered this new training that the police got, which is shoot first, ask questions later. You're able to do pretty much whatever you want, and we're going to let you do it because you're under so much danger. We'll just give you the benefit of the doubt all the time. Now, this accepting this as being a solution to their problem is obviously against common sense. But obviously selfish, opinions took hold. That's how we also got the red light cameras. Here, the union should have fought that tooth and nail, but instead, it's supposed to help. And the police officers are thrilled about it. And that was the beginning of the end for them. Okay, so now what they've done is they train the police officers to just shoot people randomly. Then, lo and behold, they came up with cameras. Cameras are everywhere. They're sticking cameras on the officers. They got the officers now under surveillance constantly. So think of it from you're an employer, and you have an employee constantly under surveillance, and maybe this employee is going to start trying to work with his union to get something that you don't want to give him. Well, you can now sit there and watch that person and find whatever they're doing wrong and start going after them. Don't think as a site rep that I wasn't isolated, that I wasn't treated badly. The moment I became site rep, I knew I was ostracizing myself, and there would be a price to pay. My brother was a site rep. He doesn't even work for the school district anymore. That was so pressured and stuff like that. They come the fuck after you, man. They will dream up ways to make problems for you. Okay, and they will build up stress till they just about drive you crazy. So you really have to learn to be like a rock, and not everybody can do it. I was surprised I could, but I seriously don't give a fuck about fancy people. And I like it when they stay the fuck away from me. So when everybody ostracized me, I was kind of happy about it. I was like, you have no idea, but you're really kind of a bunch of dicks. And I like being alone. It makes me happy. And it means I don't have to listen to your shit, I didn't have to stand in little circles and listen to stupid jokes and crap, is what I'm trying to get at. I didn't have to be friendly with assholes. Okay, so as a site rep, you're ostracized. So let's say that your employer, who is the city or the government or, the big wig police forces, they want to get their numbers up. They want to make trouble for you, and they want to keep you under the thumb. Well, bringing cameras in is perfect. Ask a teacher if a teacher would ever let a camera come into the classroom. You'll hear a million excuses why no. Even if you said it would only be pointed at you the entire time. No. They're smart enough to know better. They're smart enough to never let their jobs be replaced. They're fighting those iTablet things right now. They're like, oh, this is one of our aides. We're help. I will show you how to. They better goddamn become the Geek Squad if they want to keep up with shit, because they need to become experts on these tablets, because now their job is to teach kids how to use a tablet that's going to be educating them. And make sure that the education's working. Okay. Now, I've been saying for a while that replacements obviously are on the way. Well, I don't have to see them. All I have to do is feel what what's happening to this union, to this police force, these human beings. And there are a lot of people that are not bad, that are in this, but they're attached to something that's gone south. And it's going to hurt them really bad. It's going to hurt everybody. It's not going to be fair. It's not going to be, they're all attached at the hip. They all dress the same. They're all police. They don't have different names. This isn't like Ventura's friendly neighborhood, support group or something. They're all police. They're all cops. They're all pigs. They've made themselves the same. They dress the same. They took away their individual identities on purpose. So it's like dominoes. When something blazes through one group of them, it blazes through all of them. They all catch it. They're all contagious they're all capable of picking up the contagion, right? I think they got set up. I think that their political capital at this moment is zero, if less than zero. One more Occupy Wall Street, one more riot, one more protest with Black Lives Matters, or Latinos looking for, immigration rights, and the video of cops beating the shit out of people with dogs and looking like Nazis, I don't know what's going to happen to you. And I think the people in the future are going to be very angry at you, because one of the jobs that everybody could count on being secure was being a police officer. You have pissed it all away in like 15 years. You have allowed yourselves to be manipulated and played. Your egos and your pride and your selfishness played against you. You're supposed to be military type experts, militarized police, and yet I don't see anything about what you're doing that appears to be militaristic on the political front. Seems to be pathetic, trying to run scammy stories or try to go, yes, look at this new drug we're all so afraid of. It's just, it's hobbling. It's really hobbling. I don't think, and I think another problem is that the police forces are all separate, that they're not like the military. They don't speak with one voice. So you're going to have idiots, and they're going to fuck up and make everybody look bad, and nobody's got control of it. And whoever is, implementing some of these changes with the police that have created this situation in the last 15 years are benefiting from it clearly, because you don't have the public support you used to have. I don't know anybody right now that supports the police. I mean, tolerates, yeah. Understands their job, yeah. Is going to have a block party for them? Is going to donate money? No. Not with videos and shit like this girl getting the shit beat out of her by TSA agents because she's handicapped. And not stuff like this shooting. Not like Trayvon Martin shit. That has pissed away your support. I don't care how many southern fucking racist morons support you. That ain't going to get it done. As a matter of fact, that's going to sink your boat. Okay, so I just wanted to cover those two topics that were so ugly and brutal, and about the police. And honestly, I have to be kind of cold about this and think, wow, if I was in that union, I would be absolutely livid at my leadership. Look what a fucking disaster you've made. And they would have a right to be angry at me because I would have helped to allow this disaster because I wanted to make my job safer and more easy. That's always a mistake. An old union horse I used to work with, Jean Everett, she used to tell me, you make yourself invaluable, like people would die if you didn't show up to work. That's how you make sure that you have a future and your family does. You don't give away your job to fucking security cameras. Come on, use your brain. So what I see happening to the police is they deserve it. I'm angry at them. But I also see that in the long run, it's devastating to everyone and the security of their job, because this could be done to any group of public servants. I see it being done to the teachers. Every other teacher now you think's going to fucking rape your kid or feed him, semen on a spoon or something. You hear one story, you think every female, beautiful blonde teacher's having sex with teenage boys. It's a poison. It's there to poison your opinion, and it works, and it's being done to the cops. And I don't know who it's not us. I wish I had this much power. I wish. The government is allowing this. Why are they allowing this? Because they could easily lock down on this kind of negative publicity if they wanted to, and they're just stepping back and letting it happen. It ain't because Obama's in office either. It's something bigger, like they're getting ready to replace you. I honestly sense that there's going to be an alternative on the horizon. They're going to be like RoboCop, hey, I got something that isn't racist, that isn't going to cost you money, that doesn't have a union, that ain't going to have kids in college that they have to pay for or something, that isn't going to take your credit card and run it if it doesn't need to. I got something better, cheaper, faster, more reliable, with no emotions. That's Don't you just sense that? I think it'll happen with cars too. You're too stupid to drive is coming. I don't care if you think that self-driving cars are going to drive you into a semi and peel you off like a grape. I don't care if you think that's going to happen. They're going to convince you, and I think there is some logic to this argument, that we are all too fucking stupid and busy in this technological time to drive. That at one time when people, I was telling my son, yeah, I'm going to go into something. The Baroque period is a period of art when everything was very elaborate, including the frames. You see these beautiful gold leaf frames with all the filigree. That's because people were fucking bored. They're sitting there listening to that fucking chamber music, da, 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 with the fucking, they're all sitting there with their wigs and everything. They're bored out of their goddamn minds. So they're just staring at please Jesus, give me something interesting to look at. The fucking frame around the picture, anything they can fucking look at. That's the fucking Baroque period. People were fucking bored. Okay? People driving in their cars used to, looking at the road was exciting. Now it's not. Looking at your phone is exciting. I think they could make a pretty strong argument that we're too stupid to fucking drive our own cars now. And I think they can make the argument that there's no infrastructure to teach you how to drive anymore. Because it seems like nobody knows how anymore, especially around here. And there doesn't seem to be a police force on the road anymore to keep the morons from driving like idiots. They're all so busy trying to catch, little fucking homeless people at the beach, or they're trying to rouse teenagers around a high school, or they're patrolling the avenue, or they're looking for drunk tourists on Main Street or something. But paying attention to how the fucktards in their own town drive, no, that doesn't seem to be going on anymore. That's all gone. I don't see that happening. There's no place to pull anybody over. Where do you pull people over at? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you replace that shit with some kind of a different kind of transportation system. Because now you can't even police the shit. So after I ranted, this is a good break here. So I think that this is coming. And I think the police, in the end, later generations looking back on this history, seeing what the police's behavior today will eventually lead to in the future job market for public employees, and how using news agencies and video and setting you up with poor training, and suckering you into stuff, and then pushing the racist buttons and your pain points gets you riled up to the point where you're not thinking clearly, and next thing you know, you're not as powerful as you used to be. I think that a lot of the groups in the future are going to be angry looking back, saying, why, if they were supposed to be smarter than this, why the fuck weren't they? Look at all the mess they created because of their behavior. There are going to be government agencies going to be like, motherfucking police. It all started with that. Seriously. I'm like looking down the trail, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to affect other, because it's already happened now, the teachers in the police force, where now you can't trust them. You can't trust them. Somebody's taking apart that trust. Why? Because they got something they want to sell you. So wait for the selling to start, and then we'll know if this is true or not. But that these guys pissed away all their political support in this country, yeah. They pissed away the goodwill of the American people. They're like the redcoats coming in your fucking home. They're the redcoats. But why would you do that to yourselves? You're idiots. That Georgia story, remember I told you that? The guy in the squad car is like, Chief says, no, we're the police, and now we're the bad guys. This is the kind of derp I'm talking about, I see. You're not thinking. I told my husband in the future, every organization with a union or a corporation is going to have a futurist to keep their head on the swivel, looking out for change, looking out for things that are going to come, that are going to affect that business or that job or whatever the hell it is. Because if you do not pay attention Suddenly, bam, you get security cameras upside your ass, and suddenly all your privacy's gone. So whatever argument you used to have is just poof, in the air, gone. And I also told my husband, because I was ranting a bit this morning, that this is exponential change. This isn't change like it used to be, like, oh, look, we found fire. And then maybe, what, 1,000 years later, somebody came up with a lighter? You see what I'm saying? Change was slower. It's the wheel. How long between the wheel and the car? But today, how long between the wheel and the car? Like, boom, like that. You know? So many discoveries build on themselves, snowball. They begin to roll downhill. They start out small, they start out slow, they build larger, faster. They start picking up everything around, touching on everything in your life. And that's the future that most people will face, is continual exponential change. This is a spinning wheel that's going to spin faster, you know, as long as we exist, as long as we make more discoveries, learn more, gives us more perspective, so we can see the complete picture and then begin to make decisions based on the map of reality that we have been able to create that is accurate, much like when we created maps of our continents. We didn't have control of them until we saw it. Right? So looking down the road, I'm like, people going to be mad at these cops in ways the cops can't even dream in their heads right now. They wouldn't even understand if I tried to explain it to them. You know, this is what I'm talking about. Get a fucking education, man, because this is not the time to be some fucking hillbilly talking about racism. Honey, there are big problems coming that have nothing to do with fucking racism. You better wake the fuck up. You're like, I don't like black people. You know what? Being human at all is going to be very important in the future. And there's going to be a lot less of us, and we're going to be healthier, live longer, be wealthier, but a lot less of us. And the people that are a lot less of might be people that are living in the woods and fucking ignorant morons that think that racism is something that they should care about right now. Oh, I bet they'd like you to start talking about whether you believe in witches or anything stupid like that. Hillary Clinton apparently may be interested in UFOs. My mother is interested in things like Sasquatch and stuff like that. Distractions, that's bullshit. What the fuck are you paying attention to that shit for? Until somebody comes up with some kind of real serious solid evidence, you go, oh, that's neat, and walk away. They did that with marijuana for years. I didn't blame them. I didn't blame them. It was like, no, I know it sounds like I know. Well, I get it. You know, I'm not stupid. Are you? You sound like a fucking bloody idiot out there yelling your fucking racist shit. Okay. So get off that. I'm sorry. That was 33 minutes of ranting. That really did make me upset. Okay. But I did have some stories I wanted to get into. And the first one is going to be apparently about Boston, about Massachusetts. Now, Massachusetts had tried to fucky around with the bill that they're trying to put out, because Massachusetts is also going to be looking at recreational legalization and apparently medical. And some opponents had come up and tried to block the bill with some fancy fucking bullshit arguments. But you could feel the end is coming to this shit. Because where's the real serious arguments? They're gone. They have poofed the fuck away. They have gone up in a poof of fucking logic. A cloud of poof, like that, just vanished. And that's all that shit was worth in the first place. It was like a sulfury fart. It didn't mean nothing. It never fucking did. Once we got to a point where we could just simply argue this logically without being shot down as a Cheech and Chong fucking stoner head that just wants to get high, suddenly we can win the argument. But when they start painting you as a homeboy or a stoner or just a drug addict, or like I did, a hillbilly, then you're stuck, right? You got to fight your way out of that paper bag. You got to prove that you ain't what they say you are. whether it's fair or not. Well, we did. We more improved it. We took your, ha-ha, hit the bong like Cheech and Chong, funny joke, and shoved it right up your ass. You threw snapback hat, smarty pants, selling people at me like crazy on YouTube. Still, fucking just brushed them aside. Didn't stop us at all. Doesn't matter how you try to make this thing look unsavory because it is a new and evolving industry. You're just getting batted down left and right, man. This thing in Massachusetts is more proof because this was the Massachusetts Supreme Justice Court that ruled that, fuck you, it's going on the ballot. Not only that, but we're going to change your smarty pants little wording that tried to fuck it up. Like a friend of mine, Tom, one time when he was graduating from Ventura High School, those motherfuckers tried to word his recommendation to a college in such a way they wouldn't accept him. And he went back and insisted that they fix that. Yeah, people try to play little games. Let me tell you about California. Oh, let me tell you about California. First, we have this new regulations for medical marijuana, and accidentally they leave in some kind of thing saying that if they don't get the regulations in place by a certain date, that the state would take over from the county, so the county's all locked down. Just accidentally, somehow magically, that got left in. When we just got this ballot okayed, the fucking idiot moron in goddamn Sacramento that's supposed to number this kept going, I don't know, is it number 63, number 65, number 64, number 63, number 5, 4, 12, there. He finally came up with it. I think it's 64, but you better double check. This is how their crippled ass little tries to play games. This is how they're hobbling little fucking, they pay some little shithead moron or some shithead moron in the fucking government screws it up. Either way. Why are these people in office? Why do they have jobs? I could probably find homeless people that would be better at this than those fucking dictards. So here in Massachusetts, they try to play a little fucking game. They try to play a little, you look for a little game at your house, okay? Yeah, wherever you're trying to legalize, watch out for those little games they play, those crippled, hobbling ass little motherfuckers. They're going to try to, like what, steal your fucking newspaper off the lawn? Ooh. Ooh. Fucking put a scratch in your car? Ooh. Bitch, I catch you, I'll knock you the fuck out. If you think this is going to change anything, it ain't. Except now I'm going to look for you. I'm going to look for you. Yeah. So I'm going to read this to you about Massachusetts. BostonGlobe.com. SJC, or the Supreme Judicial Court, approves legalized marijuana ballot question. An effort to create a legalized marijuana industry in Massachusetts cleared a key hurdle Wednesday when the Supreme Judicial Court ruled a ballot question approving the growing, selling, and marketing of marijuana can be on the November ballot. The unanimous ruling by the state's highest court focused on whether the question complies with constitutional rules for ballot measures. Supporters must still file signatures supporting the effort by the end of Wednesday, with Secretary of State William F. Galvin's office for it to be on the ballot. Writing for the SJC, Chief Justice Ralph D. Gantz dismissed opponents' complaints that the ballot question improperly combined two complex subjects, legalization of marijuana and regulation of medical marijuana, into a single question that voters answers with a yes or a no. We conclude that the Attorney General did not err in certifying the petition for inclusion on the ballot under Article 48 of the state's constitution because the petition contains only related subjects. Gantz wrote, a voter who favors the legalization of marijuana but not the participation in the retail market of entities registered as medical marijuana treatment centers is free to vote no. The court did order changes to the wording Attorney General Maura Healey's office had proposed for the ballot question. Healey wanted to the headline to read simply marijuana legalization, but Gantz wrote, the court found that too imprecise and ordered a change. We therefore order that the title be amended to read legalization, regulation, and taxation of marijuana, Gantz wrote. The SJC broke with tradition and made 5 changes to the single sentence voters will see on their ballots instead of allowing Healy and Galvin time to make the changes. Gantz wrote that the ballots will be printed this month and the court can move faster than Healy and Galvin's office can. One of those 5 changes is the addition of the phrase edible products to make it clear to voters that if the industry is launched, they will be able to sell more than just marijuana for smoking, Gantz wrote. Many voters will have at least a general awareness that marijuana can appear in baked products such as cookies and brownies, and therefore will likely recognize that the consumption of marijuana products will include edible products, Gant wrote. Okay, that's the annoying part of the show over. It's like talking about kids that are misbehaving on the playground. This is a game you're playing, kid. I'm not playing this, all right? I know you're bored. I know that you want to test yourself against me, that it is your time to establish yourself as an individual separate from the group, separate from the adults that are in control of you. I get that, man. But if you think I'm going to let you play this, fuck no. And this is for your own good. Sorry. Sorry. It's as important to me as it is to you. You know? And that's why I stand here a pain in the ass. I've had lots of kids go, you like doing this. I like making sure you don't fuck up. Yep. And you're fucking up right now. Because if mommy can catch you, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to make a career out of it. You know, you got to kind of, kids are so smart. Teenagers are so smart. And they've got all their own little sayings. And I remember getting whatever. And you better be able to get in there and dig. It's like a rap fucking thing. And it happens so quick in the hallway because it's passing time and stuff. So they'll come up to you at the bathroom and they'll be like, blip, blap, blip, blap. And you'll go, yab, yip, babadoo. Then you see him later and you go, so how'd that work out, you know? So, yeah, talking to kids is really hard. And talking about these guys at the end of Prohibition, these aren't children. These are adults behaving in this fucking asinine and selfish way. And I love them enough to slap them right in the fucking head and tell them to knock it the fuck off. Because it's for their own good. And for mine. And for yours. Because that shit is just barking up a tree that I don't want to go up. Fuck you. Go up there by yourself, Dick. Right? I'm not going up there with you. You're stupid. And you're going to want my help getting you down. And then explain to me how this is all about something to do with me. Fuck you. You got your ass up there. You know. So these prohibitionists are up a tree. They're going to want us to help them get them down. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. We're just going to legalize and push you the fuck out of the way because you don't matter anymore. The DEA is holding its dick because they know if they say anything now, one way or the other, with the Democratic Party having marijuana as its platform, they're going to look stupid. Oh boy, and that's where I wanted to come around to. This story here about how the Democrats' uneasiness with pot has gone up in smoke. And so, as any kind of statement that the DA was going to come out with, because now it seems like one of the largest political parties in the country, and certainly the one that's probably got the next fucking president of the United Goddamn States and the leader of the free world, thinks that you have your head in your ass. And we're about done with this shit. So I'm not sure what they're going to say, and I'm starting not to care. I don't think you should either. Who cares what old men who don't matter have to say anymore? It better be shiny and new. It better be dazzling. Otherwise, you're just going to get straight armed. Right in the mud. Boom. And we just trudge on to the goal. Fuck you. You better, seriously. It's the only way to survive the shit now. Because the way I see it, the DEA shouldn't exist anymore. It should be broken up into smaller agencies and their responsibilities handed over to people with clipboards instead of guns. Because these fucking idiots have made a right mess. And I think it's about done with them having responsibility for anything. And they actually work against the American people's interests in favor of their own. And that's a type of coup. And we don't fucking put up with that shit. It's nice to have a mandate. It's nice to have like 60% of the country on your side. Because then you get to talk like this. Don't matter what you do. Don't matter how you scream. Don't matter how you cry. Don't matter how it hurts. Don't matter how you die. Don't matter anymore. You fucked it up. Your chances are gone. The door of history has slammed on your nuts. The doors have opened for me. I feel it. Don't you? Jesus, I bought a fucking grinder at the dollar store. I'm still using it. It was funny. I thought it was funny at first. Now I'm like, I have a grinder I can just throw in my bag. If I lose it, who cares? If it breaks, who cares? It's $1. Isn't that what the fuck? Somebody was saying that weed's going to be $1 a gram. No, it ain't. I wish. Let's all hope and pray for that day. But not in this earth. Not with these greedy motherfuckers. We'll be lucky if they're not trying to sell us Budweiser shit. Budweiser weed. Budweiser. You know, some piss water shit. You know, that you're going to smoke and go, why did I do that? That wasn't even worth it. Why did I even bother? I need to smoke a truckload. I need the entire jar of this shit in order to fucking feel anything. You know, what? Anybody trying to sell shit like that, like LPs and stuff, they do not understand marijuana. You will have a tolerance to that in about a week, and you'll be like, okay, and now it does nothing for me. Yeah. Thanks. You know. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the Democratic Party's uneasiness with pot has gone up in smoke. And hallelujah. LosAngelesTimes.com. Democratic Party's uneasiness with pot goes up in smoke. Opponents of legal pot just can't catch a break, or opponents. As they battle the growing tide of legalization initiatives in the state, they now also find themselves at odds with the National Democratic Party. The Democratic National Committee's draft platform encourages states that want to legalize marijuana to go for it. We believe that the states should be the laboratories of democracy on the issue of marijuana, and those states that want to decriminalize marijuana should be able to do so. The draft document says, it also calls for law changes that would make it easier to run pot dispensaries and for an end to racial disparities in drug law enforcement. Pot legalization came up repeatedly during the Democratic presidential primary, with Bernie Sanders calling for an end to the federal marijuana prohibition and Hillary Clinton voicing support, if not somewhat weakly, for the right for states to experiment with legalization. The anti-legalization group Smart Approach to Marijuana finds all this disheartening. It is imploring Democrats to reconsider, warning in a letter to the DNC on Wednesday that legalization is not an appropriate solution to uneven enforcement of drug laws and will merely lead to turning pot into a third mass production addictive substance along with alcohol and tobacco. Translation, the oxycodone companies are scared shitless, and they're pooping their pants. Well done, America. You got them on the run. Listen to them crying. Chase them to the end. Run, rabbit, run. Run through the briars and run through the brambles and run where a rabbit couldn't go. Run so fast that the hounds couldn't catch him. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. We win.
Is better than singing. You do not want me to sing.
What type of dancing do you do?
Well, you know, I'm
hip hop. All I know is white girl. I call her Hillary, cause that got power. Plus she's so considerate. We've been in the kitchen before Hillary became a Clinton.
Took acting classes with Denzel, leading lady like Hillary, grabbing big bills. Commercial money, baby, 10,000 in the mail.
We like Hope and B, maybe Hillary and Bill. We can be who we want. Show them know we real.
Hillary still with Bill Clinton. How did they do it? Are you feeling me? Would you stay down like Hillary, even if you thought about killing me?
You be good to me, I'll be good to you.
My love life with malnutrition, with my vitamin C. Stay down like Hillary and I can be a Billy.
Who gon' stop her? Not Rudy Giuliani, not Hillary Rodham. I still pop her. Never on top, always on the bottom. Never put your trust in Hillary Rodham. Cause I can tell you now it's gonna turn out right.
Hello, Mr. Obama, comma Mrs. Obama, comma future elections. Hello, Hillary Rodham.
It goes Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama made the world trapper die. TJ Trump.
Hillary Clinton, she my best friend. Even co-signed for that new white bitch.
Dreaming at the bar with Barack's wife. Nancy Reagan making shots for us. TMZ said they saw us. Hillary said I frightened her.
Shouts out to Hillary Clinton. You about to win that president. You feel me? You're gonna be a president soon, baby.
I didn't expect that. That was kind of like a great big,
We're gonna edit
hey,
some of this
look
out.
at Hillary Clinton thing. Shh, not right now. Sorry about that. I didn't expect that to be a big suck on Hillary Clinton's taint things. I apologize. I thought this would be more about Snoop Dogg. I wanted to read this to you, CNN Politics. Snoop Dogg to headline Unity Party at Democratic Convention. I wanted to talk about how this would be good for marijuana legalization, but after seeing that hip-hop thing, I'm a little like, whoa, what's going on? So let's read. Let's all find out. Rapper Snoop Dogg will headline the Democratic National Convention's Unity Party for donors in Philadelphia, according to a statement from the Senate Majority PAC sent to Billboard Tuesday. The event will take place at Philadelphia's Electric Factory on July 28th and will also feature rock band Los Lobos. Ooh, I love them. Actually, that sounds great, and I love Los Lobos. I love Snoop Dogg. I'm just a little pissed that he went and signed up and gave his name to an LP in Canada when that's a fucking marijuana monopoly, and those dickheads called the cops on all the local dispensaries because they're in competition with them, so they had like 50 raids or something in Toronto. That's what my problem is with him, is he's a chump for a businessman to let them use his name because they're just going to drag it through the dirt. Like, they give a shit about fucking Snoop Dogg. You know, they're just going to take your name and drag it through the fucking dirt and sell crap weed with it. Is that really what you want your legacy to be? You know, that concerns me. You better be sure that these motherfuckers you signed up with in Canada sell decent weed, because if there's anything wrong with it, that's going to stick to you like glue, like shit on your shoe. If I was Snoop Dogg, I would be on their ass massively. I'd be up their ass. How's that weed coming along? This is shit. What are you talking about? At least here's an opportunity where he can move the market someplace positive for patients. You know, I hope he uses his fame to do that. The Long Beach rapper, who has endorsed Hillary Clinton, is no stranger to political engagements. And while he said he voted for President Barack Obama in 2012, he initially endorsed Libertarian Representative Ron Paul during the Republican presidential primary, citing the Texas congressman's support for legalizing marijuana. CNN has reached out to the rapper and the Senate Majority PAC for details on the event. What hip-hop lyrics tell us about Hillary Rodham Clinton, I guess, is a link. Whatever. That is so weird. That is such a weird... Who cares? I'm sorry. God bless rappers. I love what you do. If I don't care about a movie star's opinion about a fucking presidential candidate, I'm sorry, but why should I care for yours? No offense. If I don't care about Liam Neeson's fucking opinion about the president, then I mean, you know, no offense. You're selling a record. There's motives here that I have to just take into account, you know. Snoop, who told Larry King in 2008 that he was torn between Clinton and Barack Obama, endorsed the former Secretary of State for President last year in an interview with Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. I'll say that I would love to see a woman in office because I feel like we're at that stage in life to where we need to a perspective other than a male's train of thought. He said, adding that he will be voting for Miss Clinton. You know, it's surprising, but my husband said almost the exact same thing. He's like, you know, haven't we done it this way long enough, and I'm ready for a change. He's like, it doesn't bother him, you know, to have female leadership. Guys have fucked up long enough. How much worse can women do? Yeah. The Democratic National Committee, has joined forces with many other high-powered hip-hop stars in the past, including Keon West and Mary J. Blige and Jay-Z to rally supporters. Well, hopefully, Don Lemon from CNN will be at this event, and hopefully he will smell marijuana and report upon it. It's on CNN. I'm at the Democratic Convention party, and I smell marijuana. I hope the fuck that's what happens. I would love that. Wouldn't you? Now, let's face it, Hillary Clinton's marijuana stance has not been strong. She's my mother. I mean, she's my mother's generation. Do you know how difficult it's been to get my mother and father to see what I see? Like that song in 1776? You know, is anybody out there? You know how long I've been fucking saying that? 30 years. She's one of the types of American, you know, baby boomers that Gen Xers like me have been arguing with for years. Our parents. We love them. I mean, you know, there's nothing. All these people that are like, oh, Hillary Clinton email. Shut up. Go away. They're all corrupt. Knock it off. Stop being a baby. I don't even want to hear that shit. This is like grown-up time. Okay? So, she's a politician. She's had a career. She's gotten some shit on her. You try being the principal of a school or superintendent of a fucking education system. See if you don't get some shit on your shoe. All right? Grown-up time. Grown-up time. All right? Politics. You take lumps. That's what it's about. Especially when you're popular and successful. And she is. She's as gangster as it comes. I want this bitch running my country. She gonna slap Putin upside his motherfucking head. All right? Trump's gonna be making backdoor deals and trying to sell us out. Fuck that fucking piece of shit carpetbagger. All right. But back to the marijuana thing. Her stance has been terrible. I'll admit that. But let's look at who we're talking about. She's a baby boomer. She's from the generation that bought into, they were brainwashed. She was part of that. Well, so was a lot of teachers and a lot of police officers and a lot of ministers and a lot of people that wanted to help kids, and me for a time was spewing the prohibitionist shit because you know why? They incorporated it into our jobs. We didn't have a choice. This was an absolute and complete indoctrination. So unindoctrinate the bitch. She's in a corner politically. She's sucked up to all of this old fucking, how does she get out? What did I say? Don't back your enemy completely into a corner. Give her the way out that you have planned for her. The one that she didn't want to take, but she'll see as her best choice in the end. Seven Samurai. You ever see that movie? The samurai can't fight off a big herd of bandits that keep attacking the town. The town does not have any defenses. So they start closing off the town. But they pick an entrance because they know attacks are going to come. So you plan for where they happen. That way, you're whittling down your enemy's forces instead of them whittling you down. So here's Hillary. She's backed up against a wall, and so is Barack Obama, because they're part of the old guard that supported all this prohibitionist bullshit. And now, hey, game over. But are we going to just beat them into unconsciousness? What the hell are we going to gain from that? No. They need to be on our side. And how do you get them on your side? You need to give them an exit that you've chosen. One that works for you and for them. You compromise an ending. And then you get more. Instead of just beating your opponent joins you. That's the point to this political shit. It's not about your fucking ego. It's not about if somebody did something wrong. All of that stuff is motive to do things, but in the end, that's not how things get done. It's through compromise and through very artful and crafty, negotiation and political maneuvering. You have to love your enemy enough to help them to get to the place that you see is going to be better for them and for you. And that means you may have to slap them around a little bit. But in the end, they deserve to be here on earth the same as you. And you have to respect them. And if you don't, then maybe you didn't deserve to win. So Hillary, I can completely see why people don't trust her. She's part of Bill's world. Totally get that. But, maybe she's also a little caterpillar about to become a big fucking badass fucking butterfly. Maybe she's been, percolating in that old guard. Maybe she's, like me, been waiting for her chance to break free, to make something different happen. I can relate to that. I think a lot of stoners could if they think about it. She's been under Bill Clinton for a long-ass time, standing in his shadow. Maybe she's going to make mistakes. What the fuck kind of mistakes could she make that are any worse than some of the things that goddamn Republicans have done in the last 30 years? Exactly. Yeah. So that shut that argument up real quick. Do you see anything better on the horizon that has a political momentum to make a difference? No. I'm sorry. Your time is coming. Prepare for it, because it will be as compromised as my time is. And I've been waiting for a female president for my entire lifetime. And I'm 50. And this is completely compromised. But I'm old enough now to understand that's life. That's life. You don't get a complete win. Something always goes fucky. Prepare for that. Keep your head on the swivel. Don't get, cocky. Remember, there's always more work to be done. Lots more work. Her becoming president, that's just the beginning. Then she's got to change a lot of things that Obama didn't. People will be looking for her to do that. She can't be grandma sitting up there like the Queen of England fucking going, "Ooh, how are you today? Why don't you stand up in your uniform, young man? People want to see you. It's a tradition." She's got to be that girl that's always been waiting to be different. I can't wait to see that happen. Particularly, my favorite part of the article was to hear that Project Sam is gnashing their teeth and dressed in sackcloth and sitting in ashes like they used to say people in the Bible that were mourning would do, right? And they're sitting there because they're losing their fucking ass like they deserve to lose their ass. Sorry, but you came here to protect interests that wanted to continue to make a profit off of pain-killing medications that turn out to be highly addictive and dangerous. a flaw in their business model. And to offset this flaw, they thought they could attack another business that honestly doesn't have that much to do with fucking them, to be honest with you, that they're afraid is somehow going to take over. No, man. You know what your problem is? You're selling something that is bad. It's got nothing to do with weed, cocaine, LSD. We're just over here doing what we do. Your problem is that you're tied to a shit business model, like the oil industry, like tobacco. You know, stupid. You know, tar pit. Get it? It's a tar pit, stupid. Okay? You signed up to a business model with a painkiller that harms people. Welcome to reality. You're the one that chose badly. I don't know what the fuck you're dealing with us for. You always were barking up the wrong tree. You should have dealt with your shit instead of trying to point the finger at somebody else. People live in glass houses should not throw stones, and you live in one of the biggest fucking glass mansions ever on fucking earth. So to hear that you're crying makes me very happy. Good. You're a moron. You should have been handling your business instead of sending a creepy fucking flesh puppet to come and talk fucking evil to people in power to protect your interests. You wasted your goddamn money and your goddamn time. And that guy's going to skate away with his cash and his career, and he's going to go be a lobbyist for somebody else, and you're going to be standing there with your dick in your hand like you totally fucking deserve. And the federal government's coming to screw you. That's the only reason I think maybe there should be a DEA is for you. Because you seem to be a goddamn problem. You're worse than a drug dealer. You hand out pins with advertisements for your drugs to fucking doctors and shit. Here, have a free pin. Here. Oh, free pin. That's subconscious and subliminal. I'll just put that here where everyone in the office can see it. I'll just put that here, carry that around. Most doctors today are smart enough to have their own goddamn pins and not pick up one with a filthy fucking pharmaceutical ad on it. But back in the 1980s and 90s, not so much. You deserve to cry. You deserve everything you get. I always try to think, you know, like if I was a character, like if I was one of these bad guys, say the head of one of these pharmaceutical companies, say Purdue, would I have wasted my goddamn time spending my money on some bullshit project called Project Sam? Fuck no. I would have handled my business and fixed the problem with the fucking oxycodone so it ain't killing people instead of wasting my goddamn money and the stockholders' money on PR magic puppet shows. You're a shit leader. You should be replaced. I hope the wolves eat you. And they probably will. They'll probably tear you to pieces. Because your stockholders are obviously not nice people. You've been trying to please them this entire time, and you didn't do it well. I can just imagine what's going to happen to those fucks when Project Sam eats shit. Did you see what happened to David Cameron when his little Brexit shit happened and caved in on his ass? Bye-bye, David Cameron. I'd like to see what happens to some of these motherfuckers thought Project Sam was a good idea. Because they're about to meet the cheese grater. You know? That makes me happy. Very happy. Boy, they deserve it. That's real karma. That's nice. I like reading that. The Project Sam is crying their ass off because the Democratic Party has told them to take a fucking flying leap. And they're about to turn them into puppy chow. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This says that the federal government is about to turn from marijuana to the pharmaceutical industry and go, well, you guys seem to have a lot of money. And you seem to be making problems for Obamacare. And you seem to have a lot of money. And you have a lot of doctors that are giving all sorts of prescriptions to Hollywood stars and rock moguls and rock and roll stars and killing them off and having them die. Famous actor Heath Ledger. Oh, let me see, Prince. Oh, so many. Michael Jackson. Oh, my goodness. You have all these doctors with these wonderful credentials, and they're just giving fucking candy away to babies, and the babies are dying. Huh. Maybe I'll eat you instead. That's what the federal government just told you. Maybe I'll eat you instead. We bargained. We said, you know who you, it's like there's a scene in The Stand I like to show, and it's Ray Walston in the prison, and he's the bad guy, Randall Flagg, who's the devil, Donald Trump. He's telling his flunky, shoot him, man, just shoot him, and he's like, he's a mouthy old man. Why, I don't want to shoot this guy, And then Ray Walston, smart guy, says, if you really want to shoot somebody, shoot him. Because his world is crumbling. And he's just going to hurt you and me and everyone else as he goes down. Now, that story ended with him being loyal to Randall Flagg. But I don't think that's how that would have really ended. Let's think honestly. Let's think honestly. Here's a second in command. He likes power. Is he really that faithful to this guy? Is he really that loyal lapdog? I thought he was a criminal, like in a cage. And this guy picked him out to be his heavy. I don't see any reason whatsoever why he wouldn't shoot the fuck out of the devil. And then shoot the fuck out of the old man and take his winnings and go home. Because I swear to God, I think that's the way the real world works. You don't have to beat your enemy. You have to beat them enough that the people that have been waiting for them to weaken feel safe now to attack them. You've got friends, you just don't know it. These guys with their prohibition bullshit, now they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable to attack. They're vulnerable to attack from lots of people that have been waiting with lots of different reasons outside of marijuana to attack them. We beat them down low enough where they now are going to be pulled down by the demons, the demons they thought that they had under control. Good. That's a smart approach to Sam, or smart approach or whatever. That's what's going to happen to them. Most of the guys that spoke for them are going to piss off to some other fucking PR job with, they'll be able to, they're salesmen. They're crap. They're trash. They're cockroaches. They'll pop up someplace else. We'll see that creep again speaking for something else. But it won't be about marijuana. And the people that hired him, their stockholders will take care of their ass for fucking wasting all that time and money when they should have been dealing with something else. It's just nice to see it happen. The other stuff about what's happening with the police is it makes me angry. I feel there's tragedy in it. I think the anger is meant for you to not see what's really happening. And that is that the police are allowing themselves to be destroyed. And that's not good for anybody. Because they were the civilian police force. And the minute they started to militarize them, to take away their individual identities, to put them in uniforms, to turn them into machines, they separated them from us and made them vulnerable to destruction. It's hard to believe that their unions just stood by and let that happen. It's amazing. You took their individuality away. That means you took their humanity. That was a terrible mistake. You put them in behind shields and masks, riot gear, and made them faceless. You literally suggested that they could be replaced by robots, that they were robots. Well, in the future, I predict they probably will be. And that won't be a bad thing. But it will be bad for the way we view life as being normal. For people in the future, they probably think it's great. But, if they're out there somewhere living in that future, they probably think it's great. But for us, we'd be horrible. I mean, that just instinctively gives me a creepy feeling. But I'm from a different generation, so maybe I wouldn't wouldn't have made those choices, wouldn't have come to that conclusion. Like, I have a feeling they're going to. And I see the police and education and a lot of these public, employment jobs going away. And I see them being dismantled. And the first thing they do is they convince you that whoever's doing this is too stupid or corrupt to do it anymore. And that includes your car, driving, you being on the highway, the individual person deciding where your car goes. And I predict that's going to take away freedom, but give freedom. So it's going to be a trade-off. It's going to be great, but it would creep us the fuck out because you're not just going to be able to go somewhere in your car and nobody knows about it. Everybody on the planet will be able to know. Every car around you. There goes Kelly. Every person with a phone. There goes Kelly. You're going to know who they are. They're going to know who you are. People in the future are probably used to that. It would freak me the fuck out. But I could see how, I like science fiction. I could see how maybe somebody would think that would be fine. Brave new world. I don't know. I'm not there. I can't decide. I know it makes me instinctively uncomfortable to feel like you're handing over something to something you made. But we do it all the time, don't we? We've been doing it for thousands of years. Now we're just handing over more and more of those responsibilities, those piloting responsibilities to these machines. That is really unnerving, I have to confess, but I don't see how it's unnatural. I think it's a perfectly natural thing that's going to happen. I think we're going to see these machines as companions, and we'll have a relationship with them, our car, whatever it is, because it'll seem almost intelligent, if not intelligent, and we'll wonder how we did without them. How did we ever live without this? And then we'll think, how the hell can you live with it? So the cop thing just pisses me off on all kinds of different levels. I'm angry at them for being so selfish, inbred, stupid, ignorant, fucking racist, dumb, and self-destructive. And I'm angry at their unions for allowing these self-destructive, ignorant fucking morons, much like what's happening with the Republican Party, for guiding them into a disaster. And I'm angry with them for they're supposedly supposed to be this military-style force that thinks in the military strategic way. And I would say, no, you haven't been thinking strategically in any way that I've seen. You've allowed yourself to get totally butt-raped on this. I've seen you piss away all the political power that you had. Now everybody thinks you're crooked. Wow. How did you do that? That's amazing. All right. So you stay high and goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow. And hopefully we won't have any more. I mean, the bloody thing really upset me. The blood thing really upsets me. What the fuck am I even seeing blood for? Why is that even necessary? Why was that even necessary? So I'm sorry I went into that, and it was yucky. But there it is. And I am sorry about the Hillary Clinton hip-hop ad that I played. I was like, what's this video? Are they going to talk about Snoop Dogg? And I'm playing it. I'm like, what in the fuck is that? Hillary Clinton has been mentioned in hip-hop many times. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. That seems kind of ridiculous to even bring up. That's a little embarrassing. Please don't judge based on that. That wasn't my idea. That's a dumb thing to come up with, I think. I think that's dumb. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.